Hi everyone, it's Kerry here again. Hope you're doing well. I haven't been on for a while, but I came up with an idea last night and I thought I'd like to share it with you. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to call it Altered Paper Clips with a Twist. It's probably been done before. I've got no idea. I haven't seen it myself, but I thought it'd be a bit of fun. So it's really just this. So I'm making myself a tiny little journal. I've got this really lovely fabric from a friend of mine, and it's all what I'd call touchy-feely, and I just decided to make myself a little tiny journal, and I've really just started it a couple of days ago, and I need small ephemera for it. So I was just fiddling around with what was on my desk and came up with this little idea. So it's literally a paper clip with a couple of pockets, a hidden paper clip to go on your page, like that, and then it's got a couple of pockets. So it's, as I said, it's probably been done before, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to make, and I thought, oh look, I'll just put it together and show you how I did it. So I don't need to leave it out. Oh, I can leave it out. I'll just put it off to the side. I don't know if you can see it or not. So what I've used is when we eat at a place that's got cutlery, thank goodness for COVID. It's about the only thing I'm happy with COVID for. When we go and eat and they've got now the disposable cutlery or the cutlery that's been packaged, I just get the family to collect these, and I had one lying on my desk and I thought, what am I going to use them for? I thought, oh, I can use them to make little pockets, and then I thought, oh, I can change them and make them into actual hidden paper clips. So it's, as you're probably figuring out in your own heads as you're watching me, but I'll make another one for this journal and I'll show you how I did it. Very easy, and yeah, just made it up sort of as I went along. So all I did was, oh, need my glasses. Where did I put them? In a safe place, of course. Probably on my head. It's where they were the other day. Okay, so now I can see. So just cut off the bottom, relatively straight. Cut off the other end. You can make them as long or as short as you want. And yes, I do keep those bits because I'm just like that. And then you could fold either side out or in. I folded that side in just to make it a bit smarter on the outside, but you could use that textured bit as some of the decorations, but I decided not to. Just fold it in half. Doesn't have to be exact because you're not going to see both sides at once. And hold it like that. Okay, that's just the start. That's step one, I guess you call it. Then I just got a piece of card. Where did I put that? Everything handy, and of course I've put it down in a safe. Here it is, in a safe place. So I just got any piece of card that would fit, and I need my cutter. Move this out of the way. And all I do, so this is approximately, just lift this up, just check that you can see what I'm doing. This is approximately, measure it up here, so that's a 1, so it's an inch less. It's approximately 1 3/4 inches, so it cuts approximately there, so it's just under 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so we want this to be the card that's going to go inside. You'll see in a minute. You want that to be a bit narrower so that it doesn't get in the way, but you want it wide enough so that it doesn't, so narrow enough that it doesn't go over the edges on either side, and wide enough that it doesn't prove ineffectual to hide the paper clip. So just under 1 3/4. If we make it 1 1/2 inches, that should be fine. So as I said, it's just an approximate. Cut that 1 1/2. I think the one that I did yesterday, I didn't even measure, I just eyeballed it. And then, I suppose you can measure it again. This is approximately 3, I'm not good with inches, 3 and 1 2 3/8. So if you go to 3 inches probably, so double that is 6 inches. You're going to fold it in half. So I might just go over 6 inches, just a tiny bit. Oh, let's make it 3 inches. And I can actually use my bone folding tool to score it, because this is slightly thicker cardboard that I used yesterday. So now if you don't have a scoring tool, you can just fold it in half. As I said, this is slightly thicker card than I used yesterday, so it'll just help it to fold a bit nicer. As I said, you can use any scrap of card that you used. Now you can leave those square. Oops, sorry, that's very high in your face. So what's going to happen is that's going to actually go into there with your paper clip in the middle. Okay, so it's nice and snug. So what I did with this one, I'll just take it off the page and I actually rounded the corners, so it's going to fit like that. So I rounded the corners just to make it easy to get it on and off the page. And I'm just looking at that now. It's about the same size, but I'm actually not liking that it's quite so creased there. So I'm going to cut everything back by a little bit. I'm not even going to measure. Yes, I am. Well, no, I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to get my little cutting tool. And so this is approximately 8.5 centimeters. I'm going to take it down to 7.5 centimeters. I'm just going to lie them together, take off that much. So I'm going to take off 1 centimeter from what it was. 7.5, make it 6.5. Even make it a bit less because it was very close. Okay, those away. This one's going to be a bit shorter. Okay, that might even be a bit too short. Make it a little bit shorter. That's okay. It's not a problem at all. Okay. So that'll fit in there. Now I've got here next to my desk, I've got the paper clip, which will fit easily. Now the next step is to find the middle of the cutlery sack, I guess you can call it. So you can either place your, oh no, we'll round the corners first. Apologise. Round the corners. And that one's a thick card, so I'll do them one at a time. So just round your corners. If you haven't got a paper punch, you can just use your scissors to round them. I've had this for years and years. Okay, so that'll fit nicely in there. Just makes it easy to put it on the page. Or you can leave them square if you want to, or even just trim the corners at an angle. So you can either just have that sitting in there like that, but what I did was I made a little hole in the bottom and I put a little dangle on, which I'm going to do again with this one so you can see how I did it. So just grab your, now I normally have a metal rule. Oh yes, I do have a metal rule. Excuse the stretching. So it doesn't have to be a very big hole. And I just sort of try and work out approximately the center. So that is 3 1/4. No. Okay, that's approximately the center there. Okay, a little bit further over. And I just want to, on either side of the center, just cut through. See if it's gone through. And just very carefully carefully ease that in to make it go. Try not to go too wide. And then I get my paper clip that's already on the piece of card, push it through a little bit further and make sure it needs to be adjusted to one side a little bit more. That's fine. Make sure that's going to sort of sit in the center. Let's go a little bit further. It's wider than you realize. Just sort of fiddle with it a tiny bit at a time. Until you have just a little bit pointing through. If you can see that. Just so it's got a little bit of space that you can, that one's almost got a little bit too much sticking out, but that's okay. Just enough so you can put a little dangle charm on it. Okay. Then your next step is to glue your paperclip part, close my knife, paperclip part onto your main part. So what you've got to do is make sure you're happy where it's sitting. This one, when I glued it in, it wasn't quite straight, but I managed to fiddle it so it became straight. So make sure there's no, it's not lapping on the sides. Okay, so I've got it like that. Get my glue and I just put a whole lot in the center there and go nearly to the edges on either side. Then I go all the way around, make sure I've got a decent amount of glue. Oops, it slipped a bit. Now I'm using art glitter glue. I got mine from, I got mine from overseas, I think, but they're going to be running out soon. I know the last time I looked, Sue from Paper Inspirations had a bit of in her shop. But apparently it can't be made in winter and it gets made in the US. So they won't be able to make any for a while soon. So but I find it works really well, but it dries quickly. So as you can see, it's dried already, or dried enough that you can't actually move it. So I've done that other side. Now open it that way. Make sure I've got that little bit there for the charm. And I've made sure that I've pressed it up as far as I can to the end. Then I put glue on this side like I did on the other side. For a fair bit around the paper clip so it doesn't go anywhere. And then I very carefully fold it over and then press it down. Okay, so that's the main part of the how you actually do the bottom part, which is just like making a normal covered paper clip. Let's put my glue on, my pin back in my glue. But then you've got a space, oops, to put your little tags. Come on, open now. Your little tags. Okay, so and then you just decorate them. So I just did some fairly easy decorating. If I could speak properly, it would be helpful. I just got a bit of, probably do similar. Because it fits the style of journal I'm making. Just tore a bit of paper. Just did it the wrong way, that's okay. Then I do both sides straight away. Just got I'm using a uniquely creative mark making stamp. It's called Floral Text. It was actually in one of the mystery boxes from Paper Inspirations, and I'm not actually going to put it on a block. I'm just going to use it as it is, and I'm actually going to be, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them next to each other. I'm just going to do a random bit of stamping just to give it a bit of something, bit of background. It was paper that I had coffee dyed, but it wasn't overly strong. Just do my corners. My edges, sorry. Just distress them a little bit with some vintage photo. Now I'm going to just distress the edges a bit. Just roll them up a little bit. Work out if there's an up and down with that stamp. Goes that way, so I print that one, that goes that way. this one. Just can't seem to roll it. Where's my pokey tool? There's my pokey tool. Sometimes I find if I roll it around my pokey tool it goes better. Sometimes if I'm lucky. Okay, colour. Okay, so, and that one goes that way, I think. Yep, okay. And then all I did was, I've got some, these stickers are also from one of the mystery boxes. Just looking at some, it might be too wide. A bit of green on it. Brown on it. Let's try those two. Okay, what we might do, let's try this. Okay, take the sticker off. Okay, so these are vellum stickers. Also in one of the mystery boxes, I may have said that already. I like the vellum stickers in that you can sort of see some of the writing through them. And this one, so you can't tear them while they're on the plastic, but once they're off the plastic you can tear them. Roll that back, then roll it back in again. Okay, so you can sort of see a little bit through there. Then, too big as well. Need something with a bit of colour. Not too much colour, not too big. That's the only thing, they're very small little. Very small little areas to do a collage on. That would work. And you can see some of the collage bits down through them. We got that would work. Which one am I going to use? That one? That one? It's a little bit finer. Oh, more natural colours. No, those are too strong. Okay, let's do those two. Okay, so what I'll do, stick it. Oh, I'm actually going to cut this smaller. Just cut around. To take off a little bit more of the plastic. So fussy cut it a little bit more closer to the actual image. Sorry, I'm not the fastest, the quickest at fussy cutting. So hopefully I'm not boring you to tears. So you can just, yeah, make whatever size. You can get slightly larger little packets from when you get cutlery. But yeah, I just thought it was a good way of using them. Just for something a bit different. Okay. That's number one. Oops. That's static. It's very windy here at the moment. Finally, it's a bit cooler than it's been. It seems that autumn is definitely here. Okay, that's one. I normally like to put a bit of something fabricy on my come on, where are you? I'll put it under the whole thing. That might be better. Under one side. I can do it afterwards now. What you can do is sew before you put it on there. Obviously won't do that because I might cut this one back too much. Obviously won't do that because that would mean pausing the video, and I haven't learnt yet how to do that. So and my sewing machine's on the other side of the room. I'm not gonna leave you while I sew on top of everything. So you could sew over whichever bits you want to give it a bit more texture. You could hand stitch if you prefer. You probably all have these lovely ideas. I did on one side, I just put a little bit of cheesecloth, and the other side I actually put a little button on. So this one I'm actually going to have to cut off at the bottom a bit because it's way too long, but that's fine. You can actually still see the little butterfly there. That's really cute. Let's cut that off. Okay, so that's the two. So what I'm actually going to do, open this up a little bit. Remember that we want it going that way. So I'm just going to grab this. Stick a whole lot of glue on there like that just to hold it in place. I'm going to put it sort of at an angle. Use my pin that I nearly lost just to help stretch it out and flatten it down so I don't get too sticky. And then I get my glue. I hope you're still in. Yes. Get my glue and stick it down. There you go. Wait for that to dry. I'll put a little bit more glue under here. Oh, that seems to be right. Just hold it down. It won't take long to dry. That's one side, and then the other side. Open this up a bit. What I might do with this one is put it mainly down the one side. How wide is that? Okay, if I do it from here to here, probably should have put a bit more. It's a bit schnooks, but that's okay. We'll get there. Squish it on there, make it a bit flatter. I think I can hear my vacuum cleaner's gone off. We have to try and pick up all the cat's toys so they don't jam up the vacuum cleaner. It's alright, my son might hear it and go down. We shall see. Okay, there's that. Close that. Okay, so I won't make tags now. You guys all know how to make tags. I'll just show you what it looks like, but I will quickly put a couple of charms on the bottom. So I bought this necklace at an op shop, and it's come in so handy because it's got lots of little beads that have ends on both sides, which is really cool. Because I can undo them easily. So that'll fit in there nicely. And I'll just twist it back up. And then I'm actually going to get a charm. Might use one of these. Might change this, but I'll do at the moment just to show you. Okay, close that one up again because it's easier to close while it's in my hand. She says. Famous last words. Okay, put that on there. Come on. Good if my eyes worked. Okay, there we go. And then we'll put that one, close that one up. What was that about it being easier? It's getting there. There we go. Gotta hold my tongue right. Okay. So there you go. There's a little charm there. So I would make myself 2 more. I'm going to make myself 2 more little tags. That'll be a bit shorter than these ones. One to go there. And one to go in there. So they'll just go again. Page out. They'll just go on the page like that. With the paper clip. And it's sewn in. And then I can get my little bit that I've sewn like that. So that's what those look like. Just a cute little idea. Excuse me, and you can put something on that side as well. So just a cute little idea to use up some of your cutlery. Bags that you get when you go out and eat. So that's what it's all about, isn't it? Using up stuff so that it doesn't get wasted. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I don't know, as I said, if it's been done before by anybody else. Let me see if you're in frame. Yes, it was in frame. Don't know if it's been done before by anybody else, but I just thought it was a bit of an idea. And then you got dangles at the bottom. Obviously you can do one that goes, sorry, it's not coming out because I'm holding it. You can do one that goes sideways, because you can have tags going, but this is such a tiny little journal that would be too long. And of course you can do it the other way, but I mean most paper clips go on the side or the top, so I just thought, oh, let's do a hidden paper clip that goes at the bottom and has a function as well as just being a paper clip. So that was my idea, and maybe somebody else's before mine. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and comment, or please like and maybe subscribe and comment if you want to comment any ideas that might make my life easier. I guess if you want to sew anything on the actual decoration that you do it obviously before you stick this part onto the pocket. Otherwise you're just going to sew the pocket shut, but you all know that anyway. Yeah, and keep collecting those cutlery trays, cutlery pockets. Good reason to go out eating. Oh honey, I need some more. Let's go and have a bite to eat somewhere. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.